All right, what is happening, fam? Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this fine, fantastic Tuesday morning? We're gonna take a look at some things. I was just looking over something on Twitter. My boy Decoding the Market, he's always throwing out some fancy stuff. But I think what he's trying to say is historically on July 2011 had the worst close, but in price action history on the BLX, Bitcoin's had several months close below 30%, but my data shows 16%, and he has some data that shows 18% is the worst historic close for Bitcoin. So I'm not sure exactly where that data came from, but it's all good. So we're gonna take a look at some things here. Bear with me one moment as I am not quite ready. We do have the excuse me one second, I'm still trying to do something and somebody's blowing me up as well. All right, let's bring this over here like this. All right, so we do have the Bank of Japan tonight coming up. That will happen late at night. So right there, that will be at today at 1950. So that's going to be real late. And then Thursday we have the ECB. That's basically it as far as news goes for this week. So with that being said, let's go over here and look at some of these things, because we had some big moves in FX this week. CAD just got absolutely slaughtered. Had a big move yesterday down on the Aussie yen, which is fantastic considering that I'm in this thing from up here. So that's rolling smoothly. And that's it. I didn't take a trade yesterday because when I woke up, all the markets were extremely extended to the downside already. So you can see that there is a little bit of chop slop going around on these assets that had pretty big moves yesterday. And with the BOJ coming up tonight and the ECB on Thursday, there's a good chance that you're going to see a lot of this chop and slap back and forth like that. So just be careful taking any entries. There are some major levels. Let's go over here to the quarterly that this thing's coming up on. So right here, you can see you are coming into this quarterly's high at 79,793. Now on a quarter, that will probably act as a little bit of resistance on the smaller time frame charts, but it's not going to be like an exact tick. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for an exact tick, but if you do trade down into there, you can expect some kind of resistance, support, apologies. If you go over here and look at the weekly, you can see right there is a weekly bearish candle. If we throw this thing on here, you can see, boom, that did almost get a fabulous perfect tick. So that's where you're finding some support right now. You can trade all the way back up to last week's close or even the prior week's low, and then possibly look for some continuation setups to the downside. That would also put you up here around this daily support. So that would basically mean you would have to retrace every bit of yesterday's price action just to get to a level. I'm not saying take a short there. I'm just saying just to get to a valid level where you would want to see resistance hold for possible short side continuation, right? And if you did that, depending on how fast you got there, would determine whether or not how much I like the setup. If we get up there today, you're not looking to take a short at that level because the bullish momentum will be too strong and you're probably going to get wrecked. This blue line marks my exact entry on the yen short. That was on this day right there. I did show yesterday that I did take 2/3 of the position off when we pushed lower. I always do that when I'm taking these positions. I'm usually only aiming at daily lows, or if I'm long, I'm only aiming at daily highs, as that's when I take off 2/3 of the position and let the other 1/3 position size run. And that's what has caught this move. So from the initial entry to where price is currently is almost a 28-to-1 risk to reward. So that trade was a fantastic risk to reward. And if we go back over here to the quarterly, you will see that my entry just happens to be the quarterly open. Boom. So this is what I'm talking about when I say keep an eye on the bigger time frame charts. This is also why I get very, very happy around quarterly opens. Because when you have a quarterly open, if you can get on the right side of the market, either at the open or close to the open as possible, you will have probably a pretty nice trending trade. Now, this thing has been going down rather fast. I mean, if you think about it, let's go look at the weekly just so you can see. Basically, it's been 2.5 weeks. You've moved completely down and made a quarterly range almost as big as this bullish one. Not quite. So there still is a little bit to go to get down to this quarterly open if we even go down there. But this range is exactly the same size as this range. So if I were to pick this candle up and put it up here next to this one, then you would see that this range is about the same size as that range. So this is where a new trader has to ask themselves, how much more do you think there is on the position to squeeze, right? Am I looking for it to go all the way down to 76,533? Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But we have to look at reality in the face, and the charts are reality. It is what is happening. So you can see over here was a nice big down quarterly range. So yeah, I mean, we may find some kind of news, or tonight during the BOJ, something might be said that causes yen strength and pushes this thing lower. So I just wanted to basically bring it up so that way you can see how I'm generally, when I'm taking positions, obviously I don't always get the quarter open, but it is nice when you do. So moving forward, there are some levels that I am watching. There's the entry, so that is the quarterly open. This is the previous quarter. So you can see how you caught that as resistance. As support right there, beautifully. Boom. Got a nice bounce, but the bounce just basically traded up into another area where you'd look to short. You didn't get all the way up to this daily level. There was an 8-hour candle inside of this candle, or a 4-hour candle inside of this daily candle that caught this high. This is where you rolled over. This day right here was the Bank of Australia's interest rate decision. You can remember I was looking for bullish price action targeting this high up here, but that was absolutely a fake out move, because the very next day, or that day even, once I got the hourly close I was not wanting, I decided not to take the position. Then we got massive move to the downside. Yes, then the very next day was a retest of an 8-hour market structure. That's when I got short. So being an intraday scalper has its benefits. Like I said, you can be long one day and then be short the next. And I have been short on that asset since here we are today. Pound yen was another one that was going to be a fantastic short. I got in it roughly around the same time. I believe it was on this day though, so just a couple days later. And I accidentally closed that position out Friday. I was messing around in my brokerage page looking at some stuff and happened to absolutely accidentally click on the close position thing and hit yes before I even realized what I was doing. So the position was shut down. But that happened on over here. So yesterday had a fantastic range expansion to the downside that I missed out on. So today, this is what we're seeing a lot of. You have this inside candle. It did take out yesterday's low, so technically it is not an inside day range candle or an inside range candle because you did take out yesterday's low. So that puts it on the side ending candle to the downside. But that was such a big move. You can see that you are having trouble pushing lower. This is a 2-hour. Let's go to the 4-hour. It's not like, I don't know what's going on, but this price action right here would be indicative of further downside continuation. But when you have a massive move like this, you have to play it on the side of caution. All right, very much caution. Because if you also look here, if you're looking at a 4-hour chart, this would have been your 4-hour resistance. Last 4-hour candle, you got a closure above that. So this close is going to be important, in my opinion. you can get a push down all the way down to there. This candle will close at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's 3 hours from now. So this candle is just now being formed. But if you get a spike down to that low and then close back above that 149,676 level at 9 o'clock in the morning, you're probably going to see a pullback on this asset. How far does it go? I have no clue. And I have no clue if that's what you're going to see either. But the high probable thing would be to chill on these that had massive moves to the downside yesterday. If you get like a closure below that, so the way I do this to get a better entry is right here is going to be hourly support. So this is that 4 hour level you want to see a 4 hour candle close above. But on the hourly, you can see you've already gotten a couple closes above that level, right? So, but you can keep the 4 hour level in mind. And then when are you no longer looking for that to happen, for that candle to possibly close above 149,676 at 9 o'clock in the morning? Watch this hourly close. If you get an hourly close below 149,364, then you're not looking for price to move higher. In fact, you're probably going to see a little bit more downside, but it gets dangerous because even though it's starting to show like it's going to be weak, droopy for the day, you got this quarterly wick down here. So you are sitting at support or a possible area for support. So I'm more expecting a bounce out of this area, right? This is what I'm looking for. I'm not looking to trade it just yet because I haven't found a setup that I love because it's playing games. The market is in price discovery trying to see if it's going to go lower or higher. And with the BOJ and the Bank of England coming, or not the Bank of BOE coming up, you know, we have to maybe see if we even get a position today. So that's the pound yen and Aussie yen. Let's go look at Bitcoin. I know that's the thing on everybody's mind. All right, guys, give me 1 second here. All right, so here we have last daily support. All right, I was watching this level because I was treating that daily closure over the weekend as a bear trap. So I wasn't too concerned about it, but now I am, because if I put this line up here, it's going to get a little bit messy for a second. Trading View will just let me grab my line. You can see that's the area of support that I was watching to see if we got a close below, and we did on this day right there. Boom. Yesterday closed below that area of support, and then you can see already this thing last night just traded up a little bit into those wicks and found more sellers that quick. They got more aggressive, so prices now being pushed down to those the yearly open and the yearly low. So this level right here, you could possibly watch to see if it holds as resistance, but this is the current daily level that's in play. As we do not have a daily close yet, the daily close will be important. As if you close below this 3407 level, you're probably going to be looking for that yearly open test. Now, I seen on Twitter that someone mentioned that I was looking to buy at the yearly open. That is negative. That is not what I said. The yearly open has already been tested. It was tested on June the 22nd. Yes, you can get a bounce there. Yes, it can hold a support. And yes, it can also be the low, right? And then you can leave out of there. However, I'm looking for a yearly low test. We haven't got that yet, right? And that would get you underneath all of these wicks. That wick there, that wick, and that wick. And you can see that's your yearly low right there. That would get you underneath the market for the whole year, if that makes sense. So anybody that's long from here, or even there, are going to have stops trailed up to those levels, more than likely. So that would be basically clearing out a lot of your liquidity all year. So you could see a bounce from there. How big is the bounce? I don't know. Will we even get a bounce? I don't know, guys. I don't have a crystal ball. I know it seems like it sometimes, but I promise you I do not. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Now, I took a long during the FX Weekly Outlook back on Sunday. I was just playing an intraday range on algo. Let's go into the hourly as I can show you what I did. Where was it exactly? I believe it was... I think it was here, this section of price. So let me spread this out. So basically I got long down here because this hourly pushed up and got a closure above that hourly. So on a retest of the level, I got long, and my target was that level right there, Heath level. I'm thinking, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is it. Because if you remember, I got stopped out on stream while we were live. Okay? Now this thing traded up and gave an optimal entry, but I didn't get it right here. Where was that exactly? That's not it. I was looking for something, and then I got stopped out, and like an hour later, we got a flawless short setup. Oh, that's why. I don't even remember exactly where it is. I had it marked out, but it's wrong. Anyways, I was looking to get short again on, once I got stopped out, but I wasn't paying attention, and then price just left. And it left without me. That's not right. Oh, it wasn't on Algo. It was on Luna. Sorry, guys. It's a bit early. It's a bit early. Where was that? Because this thing has just been going straight down ever since. Yeah, I can't find it now. But it was a nice entry. I was wanting to show it so that way you can see what I'm looking for, but I just don't see it in the price. I just do not see it. Was it here? No, whatever. Anyways, moving on. Sorry guys, wasting a bunch of time. So let's go look at some other assets. Euro USD. Yeah, Bitcoin's moving lower, so we're looking for that yearly open test. And there's nothing to do until you get that yearly open test. Basically, so there's not much to do on Bitcoin or other crypto assets, because if you go over to the crypto watch list, you can see every single asset is down, and most of them are down more than 3%. Like there's a couple trading at about 3% down on the day, and the rest are up, down a lot worse. So here is the Euro USD. There's a quarterly open that we're looking for. We're going to watch that to see if that ends up becoming a form of resistance. This is the same formation that is being formed on the DXY, only inverse. So it is a falling wedge. People look at these things as potential bullish breakout opportunities. So we're going to see what happens. You can see that yesterday we traded low, traded all the way down to there. This is what caught. You can see you didn't get a perfect test, but it's close enough. Actually closed back above the opening price of that bearish candle. And you can see today's price action has already traded down to the opening price of that candle. Excuse me. And you can see you're seeing a bit of bullishness come out of here. The reason this is important is because this candle took out all these stops. So any long traders that got long here, they got stopped out yesterday. So this thing can possibly start to move out of this area today. All right. It also had a pretty decent size move, but we're going to be watching that. See if you get a breakout above that. You do have daily resistance right there, and then that's that quarterly open that I'm talking about. The reason it's so important is because if you get back above that quarterly open, then you will be green on the quarter. If you catch support around that quarterly open, you will be looking for bullish price action for a quarterly range expansion. As the high or low of the quarter and monthly, yearly, all the candles usually gets put in at the beginning stage of the candle's range. So if it's a daily, the high or low is usually put in, early into the session, like the London Open. Weekly, the high or low is usually put in around before Wednesday or by Wednesday. So you got time for this thing to put in a low or a high and then start to make that range expansion away from it. So this is why we are watching this so closely, because that's it right there. That's that quarterly open. If you get price action above this swing high, this bullish candle, If we get a daily close above that, I am going to be looking for bullish entries. Can price trade up, find resistance, and roll over? Absolutely. The near-term price is bearish. However, we're looking to see if this thing wants to go higher, right? There's a lot of stuff up here that hasn't been tested yet. So that's a pretty good piece away from near-term price. If you are able to get a long in at the quarterly open, roughly at 118,566, even if you trade up to there, find resistance and roll over, that's a 250 pip move. That's a fantastic trade, right? So that's what we're kind of watching down here. You got a lot of stuff that's happening and it's getting nasty, choppy. It's getting a little bit difficult to look for intraday setups. So let's get rid of all the lines and start fresh, as we know where that quarterly open is. We know we're watching this swing high. So there is your first Heath level, your first area of supply. That's going to be the first area you need a daily closure above before you can even start working on the close of that bullish candle. Because the open is only a possible setup for short side continuation. If you get a tap of that level and then price starts to roll over, then that's what you're looking for bearish continuation. If you get a daily closure above that level, but still not strong enough to get up to the daily resistance, then you're no longer looking for short side setups, because price is telling you something else. It's saying, hey, we checked into that supply and the buyers were more aggressive than the sellers at supply. So price will probably go higher. So that's what we're waiting on. Got a daily resistance level right there as well. So you can see there is a ton of overhead resistance on the Euro USD. This means there are a ton of stops setting up here. So if you do get a bounce, you could see a big bounce. All right, don't look to take the breakout. Wait for price to come back and find an area and test it as support and show you that it's support before you look to get long. So today is probably going to be a set on the hands day for Euro. Just for the Euro, I am looking everywhere else for setups, but I have not found anything yet that I absolutely truly love. This was yesterday's price action, got a big bounce out of the area, and you can see that that was quickly sold into. So you closed all the way down here below 4 hour. Right there would have been your 4 hour Heath level, the closest one. You traded well above that, taking out stops above that wick and that wick. So I was absolutely looking for downside continuation. I was looking at this pot to get sold into, and it did get sold into. In fact, to the point to where here's another 4 hour close below. You're just now testing this level again to see if you want to get a close above. And there is going to be 4 hour resistance right there. So you can see that it is struggling right here. People are looking to get short. So the way we can maybe look at trading this, because this is okay here. This is yesterday, so you can see just how big that pop was. You are trading inside of it, right? So that's the range that you got to get out of, and you are basically the middle way of the range. And you've already had 3 bullish hours, a nice bullish close above hourly resistance. This is the 4 hour resistance, the first one anyways, right there. And then let's just go ahead and call it the close of that bullish candle, so that way you can see a little bit more on the smaller time frame. So this is the swing high that this current price action is trying to get above. All right, so the way to trade that would be to watch this wick and this candle. You get an hourly closure below this and this, then you're going to have to wait to see if you get an hourly test all the way down the year. That would be the optimal spot, in my opinion, for looking for bullish entries. Because like I said, you can get down here in a minute. This isn't as big of a range as it looks like. See, here it is. A very small range. You can absolutely come back down to 117.80 or 800. 117.800. Let's get back to the hourly and let's mark it out. Well, let's mark it out right there. One spot 17844. As long as you're not closing hourly candles below that level. Ooh, you can see how price likes it. There's a 5-minute candle just bounced right down to there. So you can see how price has already tested it. So you may not get a push down to there. So I guess the safe way to be looking at this would be to watch a check of this level, this 5-minute bearish candle here. If you close a 5-minute inside of it, you're not looking for that anymore. So just, it's one of those things. It's very difficult price action to read because of this bounce. I was looking for price probably to get sold off to come down and take out the low. As when you get a bounce out of the low like that and it gets reversed as hard as it did, chances are that was just a fake out move. I don't know if any news caused that spike, but it traded all the way down to the origination of the spike. But you didn't get a close below it, right? Close below it would be very bearish. But since you closed way up here, you're maybe looking for a bullish breakout up here. So just keep your eyes peeled on Euro. And that's pretty much all I found as I was busy doing other things before I got on the stream. So I don't have a whole lot of setups in mind. So if you want, you guys can tell me what you want me to look at, and I'll absolutely see if we can find a setup. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of you. You are echoing? I'm sorry, am I still echoing? That's what these notifications was, isn't it? Is it still echoing? If you guys could let me know. Let's see what I've done over here. And the music's probably too loud. Let's get that turned down. Sorry guys. I'm like JL, when I get going I don't even look at the thing. No echo. Perfect. Thank you guys. And apologies for that. I guess I could keep a closer eye on the chat. Thank you, George, for hitting me up, letting me know. All right. Where are we at? Good morning, everybody. Can you take a look at SNX USDT on KuCoin? Yeah, let's go look at it. Oh, it's the wrong one. Oh, I don't have it on here. Okay, let's go look at it. On KuCoin. Getting slaughtered. See, these are the most attractive setups for when you have bounces. If you remember, I was talking about Compound and Luna. That's why, because they were trading off the lows. So if Bitcoin turns around and starts to reach for that yearly open, these would be flawless things to short. I just never got into them because I focus mostly on Forex throughout the day and stocks. When, like, after 9 o'clock, I'm done trading FX around 9ish. Then I'm watching the stock market, right? So I didn't see the setup, but it's been going down for multiple days. You had one day that gave you a slight pullback, and then that was immediately sold into. So right now you're coming into possible support, if that's what you're looking at. Yes, you are right. You are at it right now. So this price didn't treat that as nothing. So we will ignore it. So where is it going to bounce from here? It's possible. It's absolutely possible. The bearish close is going to be the main support level. If you do get a bounce from here, it will probably be a small bounce. Probably give you a setup for a short, aiming for that the support level. So there's your range on the day. I would be watching yesterday's close and today's open. I mean, you may turn around at the low. It's possible. I've been seeing it a lot lately. So when stuff gets really aggressive, it won't go all the way in for a body test. It just goes in for a previous low wick test. There's that low wick test. So if you look at this, it's beautiful. Like, this is the area where I'd be looking for a possible continuation short side setup to the downside. That's if you even get up there, right? That level is $8.05. $8.05. But right now you are trading into support, so you're not looking to take any new shorts. Not at all. Right there is a support level. Alright, so OBS is taking a dump. I don't know what's going on with it. That's probably why you were seeing or hearing echo, but if I shut that down, the stream goes with it. So let's push through. Hopefully, if for some reason I just bounce, guys, that's because OBS is acting a fool. So yeah, just watch for that level, $8.05. Get a pull back to there at least before anything is done. All right. It's just, there's nothing to do. I am short, Danny. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. No, it's still all fine. I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. Where did that question go? Oh, there it is. Danny says, good morning, Heath. I am short USD CAD from 12775 with a stop 12792. Yeah, USD CAD, in my opinion, does look a little bit like a short. However, I mean, you're at the. I don't like shorting into strength like this because it's so strong. There's a daily resistance level. It's also a weekly level, right? And price yesterday traded up and closed above that level. So that's strong. Like I said, that's also a weekly. So when you have a weekly and a daily line up like that, that's a lot of confluence. And for price to just push right up through that like it wasn't nothing, come down and retest that level, and you can see you're already getting bullish price action off from that level. This is very aggressively bullish. Very aggressively bullish. I don't like to short into very aggressively bullish assets. And that's why. So if you go into a 4 hour, you can see your 4 hour support is above that level, and you have not been able to close on a below 4 hour support. Have you taken out any hourly supports? Yes, you did, and you put in this hourly support right there, right on that level. Look at that. Beautiful. Boom. Bullish. Push off. Came back in for a retest. This quick coming back in for a retest is why I would like, maybe possibly look to take a short side on it. And you said you were short from where? 12775? 775. So you're like damn near caught the high. All right, and you have a stop at 1792, so probably just above that high. 1792. So your stop's just right above this stuff. Are you safe? You may be. You may be. Here's what I would do. If you get an hourly close, which at that point you would be right back up to your entry. So it might be time to start looking for bouncing. If you get an hourly close up at or inside of this right here, it's going higher. So just exit your position. Don't even wait for it. However, you can see right now shorts are stacking themselves up to it right now because it does provide somewhat of a decent risk to reward. You know where you want out if you're wrong, and that's above that hourly high, right? And that gives you a pretty narrow range. So what does that look like as far as setting it up? Let's set it up. But remember, you're shorting a very, very strong asset. So just down to that daily resistance support. Right now it's support because it's prices over it. Is a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So I mean, take profits if you get in it and you get down to there. Now that's if you get in up here, obviously, and put a stop over that. So if that happens, I would only be targeting that support because you know it's support because prices told you and showed you that it's support. But this bounce, when you got the bounce, that bearishness came in. So I'm looking for it to go lower probably, at least a little bit. So you may be right. But if you get an hourly close above 127747, this level right there, bro, I would be looking to bounce. Or I said bro, so I'm assuming your gender and I should never do that. Apologies. But that's the line in the sand. If I was to get in that short, if price comes back up and closes an hourly inside of it, then I'm bouncing, if that's me. But it isn't. I did not enter it. But I think you're good. I think you're going to get a push down at least to these lows. But it is very bullish. I mean, on the hourly, people are going to call that a double top. But it's an hourly. It's a double top on an inside of a day. So those aren't really double tops. But yeah, it looks like you may work out. So just keep your eye on it. Hey, boss man, can you please quickly explain how you draw support resistance lines on a downtrend? I understand for uptrend. Well, it's exactly the same except reversed. Support is always going to be your lowest bearish close. Always. Even if price is in an uptrend, it's always going to be the bear candles. That's going to be support on daily, hourly. It doesn't matter. It'll be support for whatever time frame you're looking at. So here's your uptrend. Resistance is always the highest bullish close. So there would have been resistance there. Treated that as resistance. There's your breakout. On this bearish day, you put in support right at what was old resistance. And you can see how price respected it as support until you trade it away. So support is going to be bearish closes. Resistance is going to be bullish closes. The highest bullish close, the lowest bearish close. Dailies, support and resistance, baby. Bitcoin bear market. I don't know. I mean, let me ask you this, E. Colin. I'm not pooping on you or calling you out or anything. I'm just asking you, what's the difference if I say Bitcoin's in a bear market or not? Hasn't that guy that's got 300,000 subs already said so? He's got more subs than me, so he must be right. Right? No, I don't know if it's a bear market, man. Nobody does. The technical definition for a bear market is 20% off the highs for more than 2 months. That's a bear market, but that's for the S&P 500. There is no technical definition for Bitcoin bear market. Not one. I looked, I can't find it. So I can't give you the exact definition of what makes a bear market. What I can tell you is if you're going by S&P terms, you're in a bear market. Right? So the only thing I do as a trader, man, is I don't get caught up on any bull crap. Is it a bear market or a bull market? I don't care. Is price going down or is price going up? That's all I care about. This price was going down, so I'm looking for shorts. Now price is going up, so I'm probably looking for longs, right? Not looking for longs here because you're at resistance, but you see what I'm saying? That's all that matters. That's it. That's all that matters. What is price doing? Who cares what the term is? Is it a bear market? Man, you're at yearly. You're at your yearly open. Yearly open. If you go to the BLX index, there's only been one time in Bitcoin's history where it ever traded lower than a yearly. Only one time did it ever trade lower than the previous year. Or did it take out the yearly open? Or the previous year. But here's one, right? You trade it up, boom, closed red. Is this going to close red for the year? Probably. I mean, you're at the yearly open. It needs to start going up. It's going down on a daily closing basis, weekly closing basis, monthly closing basis. Here you are. Month closed red, closed red, closed red, closed. This month has got 11 days left. And it's looking like it's trying to close red. So you have currently had 3 months of a down month, right? When Bitcoin closes green, it's up on the month. When it closes red, it's down on the month. And for the last 3 months, you've been down on the month. So I don't know if it can be classified as a bear market or not. I don't know. But it went up so fast, there's not much big support in there, right? You just have to watch your monthly open and closes and see how price reacts around them. This month right here took out this month, and this month. So this is what's got price stuck in it right now. There's your yearly open. There's your yearly low. Right there. That's what you're taking out next. If you take that out next, you got a midpoint check of this monthly candle, and then guess where? To the open. Back down to your old all-time highs. There's nothing in there on a bigger time scale. Even on a weekly, you have very few bearish candles to check for support. So you got to close below this weekly support level. You're going lower. This range is very small, but today's just Tuesday. So don't get caught up on the terms, my friend. Just view what is price doing and what has it been doing lately. If it's going down for 3 months, then look for downside. Look for continuation. It's as simple as that. What's up, everyone? What's up, Jay Bradley? Jeeth Cosman. Message retracted. Good morning, Ajith. Hi, Heath. My Aussie short, Aussie USD monthly target got hit. Nice work. NZD Yen short, hit. Quarterly target. Nice work. Also, oil short, hit. Weekly target. Nice. Quarterly target is still in play. Heath levels are amazing. You're amazing, my friend. You're amazing for learning them. Good work. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. It is my pleasure, my friend. Just tuning in now. Not sure if you mentioned it yet or not, but do you think Bitcoin will reach the yearly low? Well, it's funny because we're looking at it right now. That's your yearly low. Wait, oh, wrong chart. Let's go back over to Bitcoin. Oh, this is Bitcoin. I deleted it. Yeah, it looks like it, dude. It's going to test the yearly open. Is right there. Already got a test of it once. There's your yearly low. Sorry. TradingView likes to I put my mouse on it, I click it down here, and it just doesn't go with me. It's annoying. But yeah, it looks like you're going down to test that. That's your yearly open. It's your next level of support. That is if you get a closure, and this is the BLX, so it doesn't look exactly like price action. See, if I put my mouse on that candle and I were to put a line on it, you could see that you're just now breaking down. You're just now breaking down from this resist or support level right there. But on Bitcoin, we're already below this one. So this is Bitcoin. Sorry, I'm on the BLX. So there it is. There's that level. You can see you're already well below it. On Coinbase, because this is Coinbase data feed, you're damn near hitting that yearly open today. Already been tested though. My limit buy is down here on the yearly low. Yearly low. Guys, this price action doesn't look good, man. It's melting. And we've been on it ever since it came down here. Just until you get above this resistance level, you are doing nothing but sideways to down. That's your main resistance level. $40,000, $40,600. You got to get above that. And if you get above that, then maybe, who knows? This price action, I was looking for Bitcoin to come down, set in a low, maybe come in, put a bounce in, come in, take another swing at a lower low, and then get a bounce and trade up to that $45,000 to $52,000 range in here for a 618 test of this push lower, as that would where you would probably have seen a ton of selling come back into the market to set a lower high on Bitcoin and to roll over, right? That's what I was looking for, but you didn't get that. This sideways price action trading so close to 30K, the reason it can't go higher is because everybody's selling. Everybody's selling. Everybody. Right? Not just on the pops. I mean, they're selling across the board. So Bitcoin couldn't even get a big bounce. Every bullish attempt to move higher, the sellers just got more aggressive. So the selling just commenced. And now you're seeing the after effects of it. Had everybody held, we would have probably got a bounce. But everybody's selling. Selling. So when is it going to find support and get a decent bounce? I don't know. I don't know. I would love to see it get one here. Because Bitcoin has never taken, well, it's not even close to taking out a previous yearly low, but it has taken out yearly lows before, because there was 2 years that it closed red. Aloha, you already did Mother Euro USD, or is it upcoming? Yeah, I already did it. I did it probably about the midpoint. Pound USD and USD CAD. All right, let's go look at Pound USD and USD CAD. Oh, we looked at USD CAD. We didn't get major levels, but you can see it's trying to break down from that. But a midpoint test, you got resist support, possible support right under price. So if you are taking this thing short, make sure you're not looking for it to come all the way back down here. Look to escape that position somewhere in this range. But it's got a bunch of resistance above it. But as long as the dollar stays strong and as long as CAD stays weak, you're going to keep going up. And this thing just got sold off massively. Had a big push in March, and then that was the end of it. It's been in a downtrend ever since. So yeah, a bounce is incoming. I was expecting a bigger bounce to happen already a long time ago, but it never did. So just to get all the way up to here is only the 318 of this range expansion to the downside. So I mean, you can get a further bounce easily. Easily. But people are going to be trying to short it. On the daily, you have changed direction. You put in this low down here. You have taken out this swing high. So there's your lower or your higher lows. So technically, it's in the beginning of a new trend. So we will see. This will be an important level down here. If you get a close back down below this daily candle, then your trend is maybe changed again back to the downside. And then pound dollar. Everything had big moves yesterday, so you're going to see a lot of chilling out today or a small range day. There's a Heath level. I'm not sure what it must be on the small time frame. Yeah, oh, I remember now. This isn't a level that I'm looking at. I was explaining something. That's why that level's there. But I mean, here you go, right there. This bullish candle. You got to get above that. If you get up to there, you're probably going to see some selling, but I don't know. It's extended to the downside. All right, it's extended. If you go back to your daily and pull up your RSI, you can see that you're close to the oversold regions. Right? The trade was up here. This was your trade. Down here, you're looking to get long, trying to pick a bottom, and I don't trade like that. Right? I don't trade like that. I would be probably watching that hourly Heath level to see if you get a rejection there. If you do, probably look for short side continuation. But this was an extended move to the downside. So you can get a push all the way up to this wick even, technically. So that would be the zone that I would keep an eye on, so to speak. This zone. So if price pushes back up into that, let's get off this. Well, the 4 hour closed it up. So the 4 hour closed it up right there. This was the zone, but you can see that 4 hour wick right into that Heath level. So this zone is it's there on a daily, but it's closed up on the 4 hour. So it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. But there is your next Heath level on a 4 hour basis. I'm not looking to take a short from this test because you're at the lows. I would, however, be watching this level up here for a possible resistance check. If price trades up to there and fails, then I might be looking for new shorts, taking it down back to the low. And that would be my target, the low. So there's nothing else to do on it right now. I mean, you're extended to the downside and you're looking for support. And you're probably finding it. Yes, there is support right there. Boom. That's your support. 136, 434. So I don't want to short right into that. Let's go look at the quarterly. Nothing. Monthly. Nothing. Weekly, nothing. So you're in the middle of a weekly range. Here was your last weekly support level. You're just below it. Today's Tuesday, though. By Friday, this thing could be trading all the way back up to here, around 137. And then you will have what appears to be a weekly test of support and a close above. All right? So I don't know if I'd be looking to get long for that. But I mean, you can. I guess. 4-hour support. There's a close below support. You're currently working on another lower close. Yeah, man, I wouldn't be looking to get long. Not down here. Absolutely not. Maybe if you get a stab down and then an immediate rejection and a big bullish candle, then maybe, but yeah, I don't know about it. That's absolutely the definition of picking a bottom is trying to get long right here. And yes, it may work. And if it does work, yeah, it's going to look good. But I promise you that's a losing strategy over time. Because these things don't have to stop. Right? Just because it's at oversold does not mean this thing can't go well below oversold. And I don't care about oversold, not in that way. I'm not saying, hey, it's time to buy because you're oversold. No, I'm saying this thing has a lot of bearish momentum. And it's getting down next to the oversold regions. So I'm not looking to take on any new shorts into support. However, that doesn't mean I'm looking to buy it either. Because where do you get out? Where's your target? Right? So I don't know what you want to do with it, but right now, in my opinion, it's a no-go. That's the same thing on USD CAD, though. It's exactly the same thing. So if you're willing to try to pick a top on USD CAD and you want, hey, be my guest. Pick the bottom. You may be right. This thing's having difficulties. USD CAD has an absolute beautiful thing, though. See, USD CAD has a better setup than pound USD. Because you have this hourly Heath level right there. If you're closing hourly above it, you know you're not looking for shorts. As long as you're trading and closing hourly candles below this level, you can look for shorts if you get price back up here. Because remember what I said, an entry on that level, just the target right there would be a 3-to-1. So if you're looking for something like that on pound dollar, let's see if I can find something. I don't think there was. I just looked at it and I didn't like it. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing for me to go on. This bearish candle would be your Heath level and you're already closed back below it. Is there anything smaller? Technically, you have a 30-minute right there. So, there you go. 30-minute. 30-minute close below this level. You're scrapping the trade. As long as you're closing 30 minutes above it, you can get long targeting that wick high right there. As that would be close. No, it's not going to be your daily high, but how many pips is that? Is that even worth the risk? Yeah, it's 32 pips. Stop below that right there. Stop below the wick. This is not financial advice. And you got bearish momentum. Keep that in mind. But it does look like it may hold. If it holds, boom. Target that and no higher than that. No higher than that. Let me go look at Euro USD real quick. Because everything did the same thing yesterday. And I know it gets very, very annoying for you guys to hear me say that. But this is why... I don't take that many trades during the week. I need perfect, beautiful setups, and I just don't see them. This thing is crazy. We are ultimately looking for this. The pattern is suggesting that this thing may be heading for a bullish breakout because it's a descending wedge. All right. On Euro USD, there's your descending wedge. We're looking for a possible breakout above that. There is a ton of resistance, though, for it to get above. But has it found a low for near term? It might have. There is a quarterly open around 118.931. So if we get this daily swing high gets taken out on a daily closing basis, then I will start looking for long setups on the Euro USD. Hope tomorrow's B word meeting with ARK, Tesla, and Twitter will give us some fuel to melt your face off move. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I definitely want Bitcoin to turn around, but Heath, can you look at Euro USD? Yeah, I just did. Euro Aussie, please. Good morning, Janet. All right, guys, I have to wrap it up, unfortunately. Let me go look at Euro Aussie real fast, and then I'll wrap it up. Where was it? It's definitely not on the purple list. There it is, right there. Beautiful. This thing right here, we were looking for this thing to break out, and it got that, right? There's your breakout. Boom, there's your entry. That was a phenomenal trade. You're trading into resistance. Into resistance. There's your daily resistance right there. You got a Heath level right there, and you got daily res right there. And you can see that that daily res is currently what's holding price. This Q wick is just a quarterly wick. It's just a quarterly wick that I'm looking at. Right there. Is that going to hold as resistance? It may. This thing hasn't traded much above that price. Well, yes, it has. Never mind. I take that back. No take backs. Come on, man. Yeah. Daily. Let's get back over here to the daily. That's what we're looking at. We're trading right into resistance. So what you want to see is you want to see a pullback somewhere in the 159 to 160 area, and you want to see that hold a support. I don't want to see it get all the way back down to here, as that would be, it can be fine. That's the level that may hold a support. It would take a couple days to get there. If it gets there in one day from here, I don't like that. That's too fast. So hopefully it just slowly trades down there and gives us an opportunity to get long. But it does look very bullish. Seeing mad Aussie weakness right now. And the euro is at the lows. So this bullish move is specifically from Aussie weakness. If euro breaks out of that descending wedge pattern, you could get more euro strength. And then if Aussie continues to be weak, you're going to see this thing explode quick. So, yeah, there's no 8-hour levels there to watch for possible support tests. Next 4-hour level is right there. That would be where I'd look for possibly support to tech and hold. Boom, for a continuation to the upside. All right, guys, with that, I must say thank you so much for being here. Your time is so very important, and I do understand that, and I really, really appreciate you guys showing me much love. I can't express my gratitude enough. And for my channel members and Patreons, you guys rock. You know that. Thank you so much for your respect. I am so much appreciative of it. So watch Euro USD for the breakout of that thing. Bitcoin, there's nothing to do, and there's nothing to do on any cryptocurrency asset that I could see. No shorts, no longs, nothing. It's going to take a day or two for the crypto market to pull back, and then we can possibly look for continuation shorts. I will let you know as soon as that happens, but we got to wait for that to happen before we can even start to look for those positions. Euro USD, possible bullish day today, possible. USD CAD, possible pullback. The only setup that I've seen that I like the most is USD CAD. It is trying to pick a top. However, it is showing a decent setup on the hourly. On the hourly. That's all it is. So as long as you are not closing an hourly candle above this, you could possibly come back down for a support test. So if you do, this thing's going higher. Stay away from it. Would I get long down here? I don't think I would. You know what I mean? It was too much of an extended move yesterday. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much. You all have a fantastic day. Make sure you trade safe, trade smart. Happy trading, everybody.